Okay, so welcome back to the Prison Yard TV. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, hit that share button, and definitely hit that bell, man. Hit that notification button. Be notified of my next video. So today, as you can see by that old thumbnail, uh, when I went to prison in '89, I had a couple people that I knew been to prison, and I always heard about this cat named Purple Passion. And when I first heard the name Purple Passion, I was like, what kind of name is that for someone being in prison? I never inquired about it, never heard too much about him. I just heard the name Purple Passion. This is before I went to prison. So I heard this in '87, '88, people getting out of prison talking about this fierce individual called Purple Passion. So when I get to prison finally in 1989, that's what people are talking about. Like, when you get to prison, you hear about people that's done things in prison. Certain names pop in prison. Charles Manson, of course, he's a well-known prisoner. Sirhan, Richard Ramirez, the Night Stalker. Different people's name crack in prison. So when I got there, Purple Passion's name was at the top of the list because he was at the prison I was at. In '89, I had long ass hair down my back. Let's get that straight. I wasn't bald headed back then. I had long hair, and of course, in prison you want to keep it braided up, just in case it gets violent. You don't want people grabbing you by your hair or none of that shit. So I used to keep my shit braided up. So when I got to Vacaville for my 90-day op, you got to understand something about Vacaville back in the '80s. Half of it was reception center side. What I mean by that is before you went to a main line, you had to go to the reception center side to get evaluated to where you're going to go do your time on a main line. And it usually takes anywhere from a month to 3 months. But I was there on a 90-day op. That means I was being watched from the courts to see if I was going to be housed in prison or be housed in YA. So when I'm there, I got this long ass hair. Well, I got two homies on the main line, Big Snake, and Big Snake was on the main line, and Big Scoob. So they used to come and bring me blue pants so I could sneak over to the main line with them, because reception center and main line, we couldn't mingle together. So the reception center, we wore green, and over there on the main line, we wore blues. So they would come and bring me blues so I could put them on and walk over there to the main line with them and be out all day with them, work out or whatever we was doing. Well, this day, my homie Snake came and got me. He's like, come on, we're going to the gym. Now, the gym at Vacaville, on Saturday and Sundays, they show movies in this gym. They make it dark in there, and they show movies. And so we went to the gym. I think it had to have been a Saturday. So we go in this gym, and I forgot what movie it was, but someone pointed out Purple Passion to me. Okay, you got to understand something. Back in the '80s, everybody used to lift weights. Everybody used to be swole in California prison system. Not so much nowadays. You'll find a handful that still work out, do bar work, but everyone ain't swole in prison. Back in the '80s, they were. So I was used to seeing buff people in prison. I had my workout on, but I wasn't super swollen, none of that shit. So when I seen this gorilla, this dude, I don't want to say he was 6'5", maybe he was 6'3", but he was the swollest cat at this time that I've ever seen in prison. And he was dark chocolate and just ugly as fuck. And he had a purple bandana on his head. So I started inquiring. Man, I heard that name before when I was talking to the homies that I was with. They're like, that's Purple Passion, dog. And I'm like, that's Purple Passion. They're like, yeah, he's a punk. Punk in prison means you're gay. Straight up, that's what, when you hear someone say punk and they've been in prison before, they're talking about someone that's homosexual. So I couldn't believe what I was hearing. This dude didn't look like a punk. They said he was knocking people out And this ain't no, anyone that been in prison in the 80s and 90s knows about this guy, Purple Passion. The story has it, and the legend is he used to get people in the cell and knock them out and rape them and suck their shit. Straight up. That was his legacy. And when they told me this, I'm like, oh shit. However, Purple Passion was the best hair braider on the yard. He was the best hair. Everyone went for him to get their hair braided. So I told my homie Snake, I'm like, I need my hair braided. He was like, man, fuck with Purple Passion. Just don't go back to the building and have him do it on the yard. So about a week later, I scheduled an appointment with Purple Passion. And I went to the main line yard, which is way across the whole prison from the reception center yard. And I go to the yard, they got a little yard shack. And the yard shack, they sell sodas, they sell candy, they sell ice creams out this yard shack, and you get these paper ducats. I should have brought one out here because I brought one home. They're these ducats from prison, and they got little 5-cent squares on them. So whatever you spend at the store, they cut that off of it, and then you pay for it like that. So yard shack ducats used to be the money at Vacaville. So he wanted $6 to braid my hair. So I traded some whatever I had myself for some yard shack ducats. So he starts braiding my hair, and Scoob is standing there with me, and a cat named Wicked. Wicked used to be with us in Sacramento, but I think he's from LA. They were standing there while he was braiding my hair. Started braiding my hair. Scoob went over there to work out. Wicked went over there to do his thing. So I was sitting there smoking a cigarette, and he stopped braiding my hair. And I turned around, and I see Purple Passion is over there talking to a white dude. Now, back then in prison, if blacks talked to whites or Mexicans, it had to have been business. And I'm like, I'm in a hurry. I want to go over there and work out with the homies. I'm like, hey, man, can you finish doing my shit? Well, he heard me, but he didn't stop talking to the white boy. So, of course, a couple minutes go by. Purple Passion comes back over there, and he's like, hey, dog, can you pay me my money? I owe this white boy some money. So I give him the 6 ducats. So Purple Passion left me with one side of my hair braided and walked away with this white boy. And I'm sitting there waiting for him to come back. Well, I got tired of waiting, so I go over there and I'm telling my homies, this cat just took off. And he's like, oh, yeah, he does that. So I'm like, what? What you mean he does that? I need my shit braided. So ultimately, one of the homies ended up finished braiding my hair. But now I felt like I was worked for $6. And in prison, if you don't address something and people found out you've been beat, not just beat, but beat by a punk, that could end your career very fast. So what I did was, I was young back then. 89, I was 20 years old. So I ain't made a name, but a fight with the white dude, that was it. I fought that dude Seeley in the pushing the March Madness off and putting the Pink Panther on. I rolled him up. I didn't know what that meant back then, but I rolled his mattress up. But anyways, so I told the homies, I'm gonna stab Purple Passion, and they was like negative. He's from LA. I'm like, man, he's a punk though, and I can get, I've been hearing this name from the street, so I wanted to stab Purple Passion. What ultimately happened was, one of my homeboys went to Purple Passion, and he gave me, while I was there, free braids the whole time. I went to the main line. I ended up going to the main line there when I came back. A year, maybe 2 years later, when I came back on another beef, and he was there, and he used to braid my hair for free. And he never asked me to come to his cell. None of that shit. He respected Crips, period. I don't know what happened to him. I think he used to be from Watts or something like that. But if you ever been to prison, California prison system in the 80s and 90s, you heard of this cat, Purple Passion. And like I said, man, prison is a very dangerous place to be. And this cat was known. And I ran into people that gave me their stories about this cat. Oh man, he was in Corcoran for a while, and he was a known booty bandit. And if you go back, I don't know as far as the 70s, but 80s and 90s, I think he was the most feared punk in California prison system. If you don't believe me, ask anyone from California that's been in prison. If you mention the name Purple Passion, I'm sure you'll hear this story again from a lot of other people. I just wanted you guys to know that just because you're a gang member doesn't mean you can't get hurt in prison. This dude was a punk and he was knocking people out, taking their booty hole from them. That's crazy to me. So I just want to let you guys know this is a very short video. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, hit that notification button so you'll be notified again. I'm doing another video with Diablo, the artist, tomorrow. I don't know exactly what time. I keep postponing this video. I'm just getting over a little head cold. Allergies is messing with me. So go ahead and hit that subscribe button, man, and be notified the next video that comes out. But remind your youngsters, don't go to prison, because there's a purple passion in every prison, man. There is a purple passion in every prison. And it don't got to be a big black dude. It could be a little white boy. But there's booty bandits in prison. There ain't a lot of rapes no more because of the politics, but there used to be back in the day. Believe that. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Oh, shit. I just got some notes. Let me see what's going on here. Oh, shit. This cat. What's up, Al? Yeah, this cat been trying to do an interview with me, L, and I haven't did it yet. So, should I touch back on this a little bit more about the stories of Purple Passion? I think I should just let this one go. Purple Passion was a beast. I don't want to glorify that shit, but he was a scary individual. I can tell you that. He was very scary. And he was taking ass. He was taking booty holes in prison straight up. Everyone knows about this cat. But I got to move on because that I'm not cool talking about this subject at all.